Welcome back, everyone. Today is the big day. Yeah.
Very exciting today.
But also very nerve-wracking.
Yeah, we're all a bit anxious.
This is the biggest thing we've done in Olive ever.
Since we started the vlogs, yeah.
Maybe the red boards on the River Thames was
Yeah,
up there.
I wasn't on there then, though.
No. But yeah, it's Friday, which unfortunately means Dad can't do it with us.
Yeah.
So he's going to miss out on it. And
The plans was yesterday, but...
yeah, but it was just the weather conditions were a bit better today. It's going to be about 28 degrees today, and the winds on the wash will be about... they're going to get gradually stronger.
They're only about... Oh, look, Josh, they're only about 6 at the moment.
Yeah, but when we get out there, it's going to be about 10 to 14 mile an hour average and 20 mile an hour gusts, which is a bit strong. You really want it to be about 6 or 10 mile an hour gusts or 15. So yeah, it's a bit strong. We're going to be doing it, but this is the last day we can do it. It's a big spring tide today. So we're going to be going out of spring tide, which makes it more awkward because there's this bridge, and if it's a spring tide, you get less clearance. So we can't go out at high tide. We have to wait an hour, which is going to make things awkward. And then once we're down at Lynn Cut, it's going to be very shallow. It's going to be about 3 feet deep. So we're only 2.5. If there's a neap tide, you can go over Lynn's Cut with no problem. There's quite a lot of water depth because it's a spring tide. It might be a bit of a problem, but yeah, this is the last day we can do it because we're going to get to Boston for about 8 o'clock tonight, which is going to make things a bit awkward if we had to go the next day, because then it'd be 9 o'clock, then the next day after it'd be 10 o'clock. So this is the last day we can do it. But yeah, it's a lovely day today.
Beautiful. It's warm already.
Yeah. So yeah, we've done a lot of preparations. We've taken everything off the roof that can fall. Anything that's high we've taken off. We've taken everything that's on the shelves, a bit out on the floor, because once we get rocked around it's going to be flying.
The solars we've got to put down actually on the brackets.
We've got the anchor ready, in case we need that. And we're going to go through, I think, Denver Sluice at about 11:45. We've got to get a pump out first, because there's a free pump out around the corner.
Because Jeff told us you've got to be as high as possible in the water. So we've got no water.
No, we've run out of water.
And we had a pump out a week ago, but there's a free pump out over there, so we're going to go over there. And I think Roger's coming with us, so Roger's going to have a go. Here he is. Roger's going to
make an appearance.
Yeah.
I guess I should make an appearance in front of me. Hi there, everyone.
So this is our budget dad replacement.
Yeah,
I've slimmed down a bit.
Half the size he is. Yeah, so Roger's, well, because there's 3 of us, I will be doing, we'll all have a go at doing the boat, but Roger hasn't and done the boat. Well, he's very experienced. He's had 7 years on his own boat, which is a 57 foot. So, but he wants to get a feel of Olive, so he's going to take us over to the pump out.
I'm going to practice.
Yeah, have a practice. So watch your space.
So yeah, we checked with our insurance, and we're allowed to go from an exit and an entrance.
Inland,
to a tidal.
Inland waterways, you can
joins.
go. Yeah.
So we're
So
covered.
that's right.
And
So this might be the last you see of us.
Ever.
yeah.
And Roger.
Oh, thank God for that.
And the cats.
If we get stuck on
the
a
cats can
sandbank
swim.
at Lynn's Cut, then we'll be stuck there till the next high tide, because we can't get off the sand because it's lowering.
Yeah, it's the sandbanks that are a problem.
Yeah, the sandbanks. There's loads of sandbanks, and you can't see them. We got an app which we can see the depth of the water, called Navionics.
Which is Jeff told us about. But the trouble is, it's not up to date, so the sandbanks, to be honest, could have moved. So.
But yeah, we're going to be following Jeff. So as long as we follow Jeff, we should be alright.
Yeah. As long as Jeff don't cock up.
Yeah.
You probably won't meet Jeff and Jackie because they're a bit shy.
Yeah.
But you'll see their boat. It's a lovely little cruiser. Yeah, so you'll see their boat.
Yeah, it's going to take about 10 hours, I think. Because we've got to wait for the next high tide at Boston. So we go in on the high tide because it's too shallow if we just went up it. So we need to wait out in the sea for about 2 or 3 hours, and that's where you see people go on the Rogers bank.
Yeah, my bank. They named it after me. I'm so proud. Don't crash on
I
that.
don't know if we were stopping there though. We'll see.
We might ground her on there and have a little paddle. I don't know. Get me cosy out, have a swim.
Play with the seals.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to see some seals.
Well,
There,
hoping we see some seals.
Yeah.
Hoping you guys will see some as well.
Okay, let's go there now. I don't think there's anything
Enjoy.
else to say. But yeah, we're going to go get a pump out now, and Roger's going to drive the boat over.
Don't film that. In case I crash.
Yeah, we filmed that.
The night before, Dad actually caught a massive eel. His biggest freshwater eel yet. He's happy with that.
Yeah.
I also forgot to mention that we taped up one of the air vents for the engine, because if we get hit side on by waves, water's going to get in there. Now if we take a look at the map of the UK, we can see on the east coast there's this big chunk missing. Now this is the Wash, a big shallow bay in the North Sea, and when you want to cross the Wash in your narrowboat, you come from either the River Witham at Boston, which is what most people do, or you come from Denver Sluice on the Great River Ouse. The reason you have to go so far out is because it's very shallow and full of sandbanks. Why do people risk taking their narrowboats out to sea? Well, because the alternative from here to get to Boston is 272 miles and 139 locks.
We get out there, a cat running out, and it's like, okay, we can't go across the Wash now. And it's like, of all things, that would be disaster. I have been here before, so I do know where I'm going today.
Well, that's the lock landing down there. At about 9 o'clock this morning, a narrowboat came down and moored on it. Now, he's not doing the Wash, he's just going to Salter's Load, but that isn't until 2 hours after us. That's the lock that takes you down onto the relief channel that we never got to do. But its route mainly follows the same route as the tidal Ouse. And another problem, now there's a little boat moored on the facilities point. Luckily the guy was about and he's really nice and he let us move his boat.
That you have even less control probably. Well, because what's the... You've been on the Thames in the flood.
And because we can't go on more on the lock landing because he's there, we're going to have to moor over here temporarily.
Are we due thunder? Is it going to build up?
I didn't film it, but Jackie and Jeff are already through the lock and waiting on the other side for us. We wanted to make sure we can get through as quick as possible, so we went up to the lock and hovered. But what we didn't realise was we were below sea level, and instead of water going into the lock, water was going to be coming out. And that caused us to get pushed away and swung away from the lock. But eventually, we did actually make it into the lock. I didn't film much of it because the GoPro actually overheated for the first time, and that really stressed me out. And then I went to the back and my phone overheated as well. Jackie and Jeff were waiting on the landing for us whilst we came through the lock. And this boat must have come up from King's Lynn. Now hang on a minute, you may be wondering, where's your pilot? Where's Daryl? Daryl, the famous pilot. Well, I don't know, but I think he costs about £300-400, and we can't really afford that, to be honest with you. But when we heard our ex-neighbours were going to be doing the Wash by themselves without a pilot, we thought, wow, this is our opportunity. Because Jeff has done one of the most torrential tidal parts that there is, which is from Bristol to Gloucester, and that's a lot worse than the Wash. And he did that without a pilot. So we have full trust in him that he can get us there in one piece. You may see us zigzagging all over the place and wondering why. Well, believe it or not, there's sandbanks absolutely everywhere and you can't see them. Luckily there is still a lot of water left in the channel, although it's going out, so it's going to get shallower and shallower by the second. Now Jeff yesterday went down the relief channel because it's just over the bank, so he scouted and jotted down where all of the sandbanks were, so he knows where they are, and he's marked down landmarks to look for, which he knows where the sandbanks are. We were quite literally pushing Olive to the limit here, and we were going about 10 miles per hour. Just look at the zigzags we have to do to avoid these sandbanks. They are literally everywhere. And what happens if you just go straight down the middle? Well, the guy who works at the lock once went on a helicopter trip, and they took him along the tidal Ouse, and he looked down and he saw a wide beam grounded on the sandbank. Now what happens if he gets stuck on a sandbank? If we hit sandbank, we're going to be stuck there to the next tide. Because the water's going out, don't forget. So there's going to be less and less depth below us. So we're just going to be sitting on the sandbank. And it won't be until the tide comes up that we can get off the sandbank again. And then we would never make it. We'd have to go back to Denver Sluice.
Yeah, because that is.
And then while I was talking to Roger, in the background I noticed this huge cloud just suddenly come up. So they stopped after a while.
You go to talk to where you're going out, and you got some old git that says.
And then the cloud was getting bigger and blacker, and turns out it was a fire. A bungalow had caught alight in Runkerton home, which was just about a mile from us. Luckily no one was home when it burnt down.
Yeah.
I believe these used to hold big pipes, and it used to be a pipe bridge, but now all that remains is the pillars. And that is the end of the relief channel. It's a shame they don't put a lock there though, because it would be a lot easier. You could skip out a lot of tidal ooze and just come out here. It will skip about 15 miles of sandbank dodging. These boats actually look like they're coming towards you, but it's just the current pushing against them.
Yeah.
And this is the beautiful town of King's Lynn. It would be nice to stop off here at the visitor moorings, but you can't do both at the same time. You can't do the wash and stop off at King's Lynn. What the hell? I bet you're wondering how I got this shot from this far away. Well, this wasn't me. This was none other but Well-Deck Diaries. Yes, they were out on the quayside. They walked out of the restaurant and saw us coming down the river. What are the odds of that? Look at them for some lock gates. Oh, this is a sight you don't see every day on a narrowboat, is it? There's a couple of commercial ships here filling up on some gravel. Thankfully they weren't using the channel at the same time as us. We're past King's Lynn now, and we're on the Lynn Cut.
Got a wet bum now.
So we're heading out to sea now, guys. And it's wind's getting
Phase 1 is done, and we didn't get on a sandbank, so
Oh yeah, we
Don't speak too soon. Yeah.
Yeah, we survived so far.
Yeah.
You might have to tighten your hats up.
Wow. That is. There's no wind back there,
now.
but there's loads of wind
Yeah, I
there.
know.
No wind at all back there.
Yeah.
Past those big boats.
Yeah, the tide's going out quite a bit now. About, I don't know, 10 foot.
Yeah.
So
It's
going to get shallower and shallower. Honestly, it's hard to tell that it's that shallow, but it probably is. You can't see, of course, because it's so churned up, and that's because it's shallow. Once we get out into the deep part, you'll see the water goes crystal blue. Now as the land started to fade away from both sides, so did the protection from the wind. Luckily navigating was very simple though. There was buoys dotted everywhere, so you know exactly where to go. Red buoy on your right, green buoy on your left. Yeah.
And I couldn't even see it.
Wow.
Alright, just to see
Probably.
the fun back here.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this feels quite
Yeah, the thing is, you sat at the right your end.
Yeah, we're fine. How are you coping?
Absolutely fine. We just had air for you for a while, so.
It's a lot windier than we thought it would be, but
it is.
it's good at the moment.
Good news.
And here's our first group of seals. Roger from a distance thought they were sheep. Yeah, I know.
Why would they be scared of us?
Yep, things started to get a bit rougher now because the wind was blowing into us and it was forecast to blow behind us. And that means the outgoing tide is hitting the incoming wind, which causes some waves.
Oh my god, I can see. crossing, I went really slow. Like that white thing, that's standard like that.
And that, all the way in the distance, is Hunstanton. You can just see the lovely cliffs there.
Oh, are they doing this on purpose? They have just literally...
At this point, Jeff told me something quite worrying. The winds were average 17 miles per hour, not the forecasted 12. This is definitely the roughest conditions anyone's done it on YouTube. So we're at the shallow channel now, and we're almost out to proper sea now. Well, we are, but we've got sandbanks around us because it's low tide, and once it's high tide, they'll be underwater.
It's alright, I'm laughing because Jeff and Jackie are worried about us, and their boat's going like
Up and down, up and down.
They're fine,
Yeah.
they said.
Yeah, they get sick back down.
Yeah, we're slowing down now because we've got obviously some time to kill.
Yeah, we've got to kill quite a bit of time,
Yeah.
I think.
About 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 maybe, till high tide into Boston. This was a view from the kitchen window, looking out. Look at them. Don't even know what's going on.
For a seagoing boat, this is nothing, but for a narrowboat, it's nice. Coming into it.
Yeah. When it starts to turn, when it...
Yeah, I think they probably want to get around the corner, so the way back there.
Now this is what you don't want to happen. You don't want the wind on your side, because the waves can hit the boat side on, and if they're powerful enough they can make the narrowboat roll, but luckily it wasn't that rough. We had to avoid some lobster nets here. You don't want to get that rope stuck around your prop now. We're in the roaring middle, they call it there. We're actually not far from the channel we're going to Boston with them. But we've been hit from the side by waves. And they're coming up to the gunnels, and it's a bit concerning actually. Because we've got a vent down here that's taped up, but only water gets in there goes to the engine room, you know. So yeah, we've got a couple more hours left out here. Now Olive wasn't overheating, but she was being pushed for hours and hours. So we decided to open up the engine to let some air in. And the smoke that came out was burnt oil from the gearbox leak. Nothing to worry about, just a small little leak that we're going to get sorted.
They want to go on our other side. So
This was our first sighting of Boston's stump.
Are you going to anchor there or?
And here we go, the bit that you've been waiting for, the beaching. Jackie and Jeff can't do it because they got a V-shaped hull, so they need to anchor up. But we're going to ram full speed into the sandbank.
you got it, that's it, that's it. Oh my god, right, brace yourself. Oh my god.
And the reason we're deliberately crashing into a sandbank is because we need to wait for the water level to rise further before we can go up into Boston. So we're not going to be stuck on a sandbank because the water level is going to rise. Oh my god, starfish in a canal vlog. Canal boat vlog, oh my god. That is cool. Oh my god!
What?
Your feet are
don't video my feet.
unusually white.
I'm a cyclist.
I have to film that because the difference between your calf and your...
Oh, that is so your
Look like you stepped in milk! they've left me behind. Have to let it show. Comes up very quick. Just through the drone in that time it's come up. We are, yeah.
It's really shallow to the...
So it's about 5:30 now, it's time to make our way towards Boston. We had a bit of trouble getting off because the wind was pushing us further into the sandbanks. But eventually we managed to reverse back out and the wind swung us round to face the right direction. That's alright, yeah, we're coming out nice now.
No, I'm not doing anything. The wind is just
Yeah.
rotating around.
Quite nice to see another boat out here. Exactly what Dad intended to do if he was here. Do some trolling. Now we don't know if this is intentional or not, but this is what happens if you don't follow the channel. You'll get grounded on the sandbank. I don't know, this guy might be here on purpose.
Might's not working. Well, they are on sand, aren't they?
I was right. That's people over there. Well, we made it into the mouth of the River Witham, and we're pretty much safe now. Not completely, but at least we're not out in the middle of the ocean. Nice to see some cows showed their head to welcome us back to land. But unfortunately, the people of Boston weren't so welcoming as the animals, as this is the first time this has ever happened to us. Kids throwing rocks. Now luckily they're bad shots and they missed us, but not very nice welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Where are they going? So it's 10 to 5, isn't it? Right, I figured it out.
We still had some time to kill before there was enough water to get us into Boston sluice, so we decided to temporarily moor up against this ship mooring and wait for the lockkeeper to give us the call to go ahead.
You just got to wait for him to ring now then.
But just look how strong the incoming tide is.
Yeah.
Jesus, look at the speed they're going.
This is Boston's huge multi-million-pound flood defence. It's like a big huge gate that comes up and forms a massive wall.
I can't see a thing.
Just thought I'd film this boat because it comes from Dartmouth in South Devon.
I know, it looks derelict but nice. So if we can tie onto the wall, then I don't see the
I would like to have seen what done that to that ladder. As you can see, we're coming to the heart of Boston now. The stump has come into view. It's quite nice going through the centre of Boston because you won't really do this if you just came down the Witham, because you'd have no reason to come on this tidal stretch. You just moor up at the CRT moorings, which you're going to now. And at this point we got another welcoming from the locals. We had a lighter thrown at us. Luckily it missed all of us. We don't know who the culprit was, we didn't see. Now this is the Boston Stump, built between 1510 and 1520. It stands at 266 feet tall and has long been used as a landmark for sailors, just like us today. Well, Jackie and Jeff have gone through before us because they can go through on the smaller lock. This lock, just like Salter's Load, has 6 gates. I believe it's only about 50 foot using the 4 regular gates, but the 2 extra ones extends it to about 80 foot. But it means we have to go through on a level tide. So the level of the tide out here has to be the same as the water level in the Witham River, and that window is only 3 minutes. So if we missed that window, we wouldn't have been able to get in. We'd have to wait to the next level tide. But luckily, we got there spot on time. And now we're officially back on non-tidal waters and safe. But unfortunately, the moorings here are a bit naff. It's like a marina. Finger moorings. But it's very, very tight for us to get in, and because it's a Friday evening in the middle of summer, there's only about 2 spaces left, so we got to get in here. Because of the crosswinds and there's a big boat behind us that I didn't film, and a boat to each side, Roger panicked a bit and put on too much acceleration to dodge one of the boats and crashed into the front. But at least we didn't damage anyone's boat. Slow it down, Rog! Muddy.
we did it, you do it.
And that was it. The journey was over. A total length of 48 miles and a time of 9 hours and 15 minutes. Wow, that is the longest journey we've ever done in Narrowboat Olive. And here's the yellow line. This is the exact route we took. Down the Great River Ouse tidal to King's Lynn, out to sea in the Wash, and then across down to Boston. We made it.
Yeah.
Hooray, we survived.
Oh, we're all in one piece, aren't we, Rog?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all in one
Fantastic.
piece. And the cats, and they love Roger last night. Roger slept in Andy's bed. And
Yeah, so
Hear that?
I loved him.
and now it's pouring with rain.
Yeah.
Imagine
So
if
we
we did the
picked the
wash
best
today.
day.
Yeah.
Best day by far.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be nice.
I've seen
to
lightning today. This is
Yeah.
thunder showers.
They did say it was coming, didn't they? They said it was coming, so
Yeah.
we're not. I don't even know if we've been cruising Rog today.
Well, actually, yeah, if you set off now, you can get quite wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Wait
but
for this to
no,
go over, I reckon.
I'll tell you what, it was. Keep saying it, very exhilarating. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Shame.
was-
It was a real shame Andy
Yeah.
missed it, but I think Andy would have been a bit stressed.
But at least you can watch the vlog and
Yeah.
hopefully, you can't get a true feeling of how it was, but
No.
as close as you're going to get. But I hope you all enjoyed it.
Yeah.
What an experience that was.
Yeah.
9 hours,
9 hours.
44 miles,
9 hours.
Yeah,
altogether.
longest
long day.
cruise ever.
Yeah.
Um,
It didn't seem that though, really, did it?
No, time went quick.
I think we were knackered
Nice.
by the time we got to Boston.
Nice company, plenty of seals
Yeah.
to look at.
Oh, I love the seals.
yeah, at points it did get a bit hairy when the waves were coming on from the side.
Yeah, when they come
Yeah.
from the side, it's not. Yeah, and most of the way over the wash, it was from the side, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
But
yeah.
we didn't have the, I forgot to mention, but we didn't even have the fuel cleaned. Or
No,
nothing.
we just put plenty of fuel
Yeah.
in,
We just bought loads of fuel filters
just in case.
and it never,
Yeah.
But
the
Olive
engine
was
didn't shut off.
stunning. Olive was just like, what a
Yeah.
boat, really.
She was.
She was like cruised through
Yeah.
everything.
Oh, she was lovely. She
Yeah.
went through the water really well,
Yeah.
as you see from the vlog, and we have to thank Jeff and Jackie,
Yeah,
because
that's
we
great.
wouldn't have been able to do this.
No.
Thanks for the experience,
Without
guys.
them,
Oh, you couldn't have
And,
done
you'd
it.
need a pilot.
Yeah, we love the company and thank you so much. You know, we wouldn't have done it
Yeah,
without
land
you.
on the beach as well. That was a
Yeah, we grounded her and
that
landed
was
on
a
the...
surreal experience. Picking up a starfish next to the narrowboat.
Oh, yeah.
Weird.
There was loads, wasn't there, starfishes?
Yeah.
And hopefully you enjoyed the drone footage. Josh done some drone footage. It's just weird, isn't it? You're like in the middle of the sea on a sandbank, aren't you?
Yeah, just surreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was surreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we're in Boston,
Yeah.
which is like 40 miles away from where we were yesterday.
Yeah. So Roger's got to get
I have
the
to go
buses
back. Go back to Denver Sluice.
Yeah,
Swim.
unfortunately. You could stay until Monday, Roger, and we'd give you a lift then.
Yeah.
Oh.
Point if you want.
Oh well. Oh no! Don't say that on camera. I'm on a 4 mooring.
Oh
Too
yeah.
late by then. It's in the past.
Yeah, it's got. Oh
But yeah, I think we're going to cruise today.
well. We won't be cruising in this rain,
Yeah, we
but
might go over.
wait and see if it goes over.
But yeah, the only problems we had, guys, were people. Yeah. Always people in it. So as
Yeah.
we were coming into Boston, there was a group of lads who
It was
sort of
welcoming.
Well, I
people.
think
Yeah.
you've got a picture.
throwing
of it.
stones or something at us, which is the
Yeah.
first time that's ever happened to
Yeah,
us.
it's because Roger's with us. It's happened
Yeah,
to Roger
no,
before.
jinxed it.
And
Yeah, then we got. What did you get? A lighter.
Just came out of nowhere.
What, a lighter
Yeah,
come
don't
from
even
the
smoke.
sky.
You know, it's like, well, throw something useful.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
didn't hit any of us.
But
And then we got here, and then Roger crash landed. didn't
No,
you?
shh! I didn't. I smoothly
Yeah.
docked
I was a little bit.
without ramming the.
Yeah, nearly thumped a couple of guys. Sorry, they were on a cruiser and they were just going like this. As Roger crashed, they were going like this, and then they're laughing. I goes like
It's a
this.
difficult
I goes
thing,
like
the
this.
mooring.
You got a problem? I don't think Josh filmed that. So
This is about the hardest boat to get into one of these
Yeah.
finger moorings, especially when there's two boats next to you as well, and a boat behind
There's
you.
a big
There's
boat,
barely any room to
yeah.
get in.
And a crosswind.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
so-
I've got to get out yet.
They must. Let's see what happened if we put them on this boat and told them to do it,
Yeah.
and then I think it would have been different.
We haven't actually. I think I might frighten all because I ain't seen them at all this morning.
Yeah, they've kept their heads down. This
I think
morning.
they're just staying
Yeah,
in
because
there.
everyone else here was lovely.
Yeah, lovely
The guy
people.
next to us, he's
Yeah.
let
lent
us
us his
have
hose.
water. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
narrowboat called Hush.
Mm.
Really nice guy. And there's a lovely couple just come in this side,
Yeah.
having a chat from Australia. Yeah, lovely, lovely people on here. Really nice.
And it's not having to go at GRPers
No, God.
because Jackie and Jeff,
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
outstanding people.
Yeah, lovely. Lovely. Well, we know they're lovely people because they used to be our neighbours, so really nice people.
But yeah, that is it. That's the end of the Wash adventure. Now we're on to the Whiffham.
Yeah.
We're going to spend about a week on here and then make our way to, what's that lot called at the end?
Torksey.
Torksey Lock.
Yeah.
And do the tidal Trent to the Chesterfield Canal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in a
Totally
completely
changed our
different
plans.
area. Yeah, complete.
More
Yeah, if you
adventures
go,
for
if you
sure.
go by Josh's plans, it's as usual. It's completely
Yeah.
changed. So
Alright. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
filthy thumbs up.
All
Make
right.
sure you subscribe to new viewers.
Yeah.
If
Make
you
sure you
like the video.
subscribe. Half of you don't, and it don't
Yeah.
cost anything. So
Yeah.
please subscribe.
Even I subscribe, and I don't
Please.
subscribe to anything. But even I subscribe.
All right. See you later. Right.
That is.